So we're very proud of that. Then just remember three sets of words for our candidacy, and that's outsider, proven fighter, and proven military leader with real-world leadership experience. I'm up against so far 5 career politicians from both parties and an independent, and there's only one that's never been a career politician. I'm a career military man, as you know, Kevin, and I served 32 years in the United States Air Force and reached the rank of full colonel. And I believe the U.S. Senate needs more leaders with real-world leadership experience, that have combat experience, that understand what it means to have the debate about whether you exercise the power to declare war and send this nation's children to expend their lives and our nation's treasure in combat. And we need men and women like that. We need folks like me who have been trained at Harvard University and the U.S. Navy War College in international relations and foreign policy and national strategy. And the U.S. Senate is designed for individuals that have that type of background. So I stand ready to serve and move this nation forward so that we are stronger than we've ever been, but we are at peace, so that our borders are secure and we're secure internally, and we don't have any more San Bernardinos or 9/11s. And remember, I was in the Pentagon on 9/11. I know what it's like to have myself and my family at risk from terrorism. And so that we're economically secure and our country's economy is actually growing again. If we grow at 4% GDP a year, then we would solve a lot of the issues when it comes to liabilities, unfunded liabilities that are out there in the future. And we need to be doing that instead of moving along at the bottom of the stream as we are and have been for the last 8 years.
Well, this is all very encouraging, Colonel, and we're backing you, obviously, and we'd love to have you on here again. And, you know, it's just great seeing Tea Party and independents and others. I mean, the way Reagan did it, you know, people, number one issue, I believe, is common sense, and I think people are really tapping into that with you. And folks, you got to remember that Colonel Maness, this isn't a guy that doesn't have anything to do, like Lindsey Graham or something. I mean, he's got a beautiful family, kids, wife, grandkids, the whole thing. I saw you jammed into that desk on back to school night or wherever it was. And I know you have a lot of things that you're out there doing, but you know, love of country here taking over, and we know you're the best for the job. We wish you all the best, and thanks for your thoughts on Justice Scalia, and we hope to talk to you again very soon.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it, and you can find us at robmaness.com. Go there, sign up, help us out, maybe make a little donation.
That Colonel Maness website, once again, robmaness.com. That's ROBMANESS.com. Following the death of Justice Scalia, Sarah Palin issues a statement saying, quote, "The passing of Justice Antonin Scalia today is a great loss for America. May we never lose the contributions he bequeathed us, a firm belief in constitutional government and passionate dedication to justice. Prayers are with his family," unquote. Palin also looked toward the future after Mitch McConnell said the Senate should not confirm a nominee until after the 2016 election. Palin said simply, "Let's hope they are sincerely committed to this." Well, we'll see on that one. We've certainly been burned again and again in the past. A happy birthday to President Lincoln from the governor. Palin posting a poignant Lincoln quote on Facebook, reading, "Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be." While the Trump train rolls on, the Cruz lies continue to spew. This past week, Governor Palin wrote on social media, "My, oh my, why must campaigns lie?" She then included more proof of dirty politics from the Cruz campaign, a picture of a Cruz flyer that said, "I will never get nor do I want money from the D.C. lobbyists or the special interests billionaires." Well, there's a laugher. To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, you can visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page. Also follow her on Twitter at Sarah Palin USA and check out sarahpac.com.
Now, the Palin Update with Kevin Scholla presents Liberty and Legacy. Here's Tamara Colbert.
Today, one of the brightest shining lights of constitutional jurisprudence burned out with the passing of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. I'm not a legal scholar, but I am a student of the Constitution, and we all need to consider what this open seat now means for the direction of our nation. A couple years ago, I had the privilege of getting to meet him, getting to meet and talk with Justice Scalia at an event at the Reagan Library. Our conversation was brief, only minutes, But we did share a laugh, and I managed to get him to sign my Patriot Bible. Of course, this was with much protest from his handler. But after asking him if he would sign my Bible so that I could daily remember him in my prayers, he looked at his handler after her numerous objections and said to her, "This young lady has asked me to sign her Bible, and I am not about to refuse that request." In less than a month, I have laid to rest 3 close friends or family members. And I feel like I need to question what is happening. I need to take a breath and assess this. Is there something I'm missing? What does this mean? Is the Lord letting his saints go to rest because of what is to come? I don't know. But I do know that in times like this, my first reaction is always to turn to the Word, his Word. This is a great time for people of faith to turn to God and his Word, to contemplate life and the future, both here and everlasting. This time for choosing, this time right now during our presidential election year becomes so much more important with this vacancy now in America's highest court. I believe that the Senate must stand strong and not allow for Obama to push another extreme leftist justice to the court. This open seat should go to the next elected president. Can you imagine how terrible this would be for Obama to have this opportunity to add a 3rd Supreme Court justice during his 2 terms in office? This would absolutely be a liberal tipping point for the court. Think about our freedoms, freedom of speech, gun rights, amnesty, and everything else. Obama is now salivating over, thinking he has an opportunity to take our country down a path our founders never intended. Many of you who continue to listen, thank you for listening to Mama Grizzly Radio. You know I'm working with the Convention of States Project, and you know it is a passion of mine. And the one great, reliable constant that we have is the Constitution in our nation. We should not panic over the death or departure of a Supreme Court justice if we knew that the 3 branches of government were actually doing their jobs with the multiple checks and balances our founders ensured in that document to protect the liberty of our citizens. But it is more evident than ever that Article 5 of the Constitution is true originalism, exactly in line with the type of law and justice that Antonin Scalia believed in and practiced. Article 5 gives you and me, the citizens, the people, the opportunity to restore self-governance and the rule of law so that we don't have to hang on every SCOTUS ruling or executive order from a president's pen. Article 5 ensures that that final check and balance remains with us through our state legislators, not 9 justices sitting on a bench a stone's throw from Capitol Hill, so far removed from the people. Of course, this is an amazingly sad day with the passing of Justice Scalia. He was appointed by President Ronald Reagan the year I graduated from high school in 1986 and was the longest serving justice on the bench today. We must, just like going to the Bible to answer questions that we have, we must go to the Constitution for similar answers in our nation, both as the supreme law of the land, but for the answers to get America back on track. Friends, we are in a battle, not intellectually, but philosophically, as to the direction of America. On one hand, we have a small minority of loudmouth, mainstream media-supported socialists who want to take America down the road of European socialism and beyond. But I believe there is a vast majority of us who want freedom, freedom of expression, of speech, religion, guns, and more, private property. Those of us who revere the Constitution, folks, it will be twice as hard now because our constitutional watchdog in Antonin Scalia has gone to rest. If there is any more evidence we need that it is up to us, the time is now. We must work daily to do something that promotes liberty, whether it is giving your time, your money, and your attention to a cause that will truly get us back to the nation of our founding. That nation of noble heights, that shining city on the hill, we must never surrender. We must never give up our liberties without a fight, never give up our fervor and vigilance to the sacred light of freedom and in Justice Scalia's honor. We must bring this country back to its founding and to the Constitution and rule of law. What do you think? Tell me. Tweet me at Tamara Colbert, hashtag Mama Grizzly Radio. May God bless you this week, and may God have mercy upon us and continue to bless the United States of America, and may God wrap his loving arms around the Scalia family and their friends to give them comfort and healing during this time of their grief. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Tweet me at Tamara Colbert, hashtag Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tamara Colbert in Texas. Tune in for more Liberty and Legacy next week. And to learn about Convention of States, head to conventionofstates.com. Now our weekly commentary, Steel Resolve. Here's Sarah Steelman.
Thanks, Kevin. 36 years ago, I organized a group of 5 of my sorority sisters to take a weekend off and drive to Iowa in the dead of winter to volunteer for Ronald Reagan. It was so much fun. We learned more about politics in that 48 hours than in any political science class. We were a part of something that mattered, something that was bigger than us. We met Reagan, Tom Brokaw, Walter Cronkite, Secret Service agents, and lots of other interesting people that participated in that campaign. Some scoff at our primary process. But it does capture, in its own way, the melting pot of America. New Hampshire is different than Iowa. Iowa is different than South Carolina. Nevada is different than all 3. You get the picture. But each state, in its own way, influences who wins the nomination. Anyone who has participated in one of these early states' primaries understands what an incredible and memorable experience it is to play a part in this drama. But you know what would be a great idea? We should rotate the first states in the primary process every 4 years so every state gets a chance to be the first in the nation state to choose the nominees for president. This could give all states the chance to show off their state's unique American cultural diversity. It would revive people's interest in voting because they would actually have a chance to experience the excitement that goes along with being one of the first states to choose. And it would allow different states' values to be reflected in the process as the candidates learn more about that particular state's culture and history. Think about it. It's an idea whose time has come. This is Sarah Steelman for Mama Grizzly Radio.
Tune in again next week for another segment of Steel Resolve right here on the Palin Update. The Palin Update, including Liberty and Legacy and Steel Resolve, is on demand and available for download. Head to mamagrizzlyradio.com, pick the show you want to hear, and you can listen anywhere, anytime. Well, that'll just about do it for this edition of the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Visit mamagrizzlyradio.com for continuing coverage of Governor Palin. Also, like Mama Grizzly Radio on Facebook and follow along on Twitter at Mama Grizz Radio, at Kevin Scholla, at Tamara Colbert, and at Sarah_Steelman. And I'm doing some writing for Breitbart News. Go to Breitbart.com and search Kevin Scholla. I want to thank Sarah Steelman, Tamara Colbert, and everyone here at Mama Grizzly Radio. Thanks to Colonel Rob Maness, and thank you for listening today. A special thanks to our sponsor, Narrowgate Security Agency. Visit narrowgate.com. The Palin Update is produced by Lena Anderson, the Andy L. Kramer, and Lori Ann Lewis. Please be sure to join us again next time for another edition of the Palin Update right here on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla. Have a pleasant day.